What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Rage Traders NRL Super Coach podcast. Wolfie here. Hope you're doing absolutely amazing. And unfortunately, a very, very annoying and tough week for myself. 1,065 points. Really, really underwhelming. The trades I brought in both completely fumbled, and I hope that it gets better with these trades. They should, because they are season keepers. But funnily enough, and this is just how Supercoach works, I trade out Greg Marju. He's doing absolutely nothing. Then he finally does something. I trade out Garrick, who's doing absolutely nothing. Then he goes for like 109. Welcome to Supercoach. I can't be down about it. It is what it is. I was trying to get ahead of my weeks so I didn't have to think about getting Jenkins and Mark Nawaqanitawase later. And I honestly thought that Jenkins, I thought he could have a massive game, but I was happy with a 60 to like a 90. He got that. It was more Mark Nawaqanitawase, who I thought was really going to have a big one. I liked a bit of a pod captaincy play on him. And again, the Roosters just did not look amazing, but it is what it is. It is what it is. 1,065. We're at 12,244 season rank. And the good thing is I still have some trades up my sleeves. I have 7 left currently with 1 boost. So that's what we've got to look at. And it's time to maybe use my boost. We'll get into that soon. But again, let's just get through this round 20 wrap up. If in the comments below, if you want to list how many trades and boosts, if you have any left, that would be great. But let's get straight into the wrap up and the week that was. And for me, it was a pretty, I would say, out of all the weeks, besides the Broncos win and the Sharks win, the rest was a bit boring, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't know if you guys agree with that, but I did say, and can I just say, I'm not one to talk myself up a lot. I like just giving you information. But I came out, and if you didn't see in the video before, I said I have a little feeling that Broncos can really put on a challenge against the Panthers, and they get up and win 14-12. Can't believe it, to be honest with you, but it happened, and the Broncos are alive. Whether they'll make the top 8, it's going to be very, very tough, but let's get into it. Reece Walsh, 106 Supercoach points. I'm actually going to bring up the stats as well. It's something I've been trying to do in my wrap-ups as well for you guys, because it's easy to just say, oh, this person's got 106 points, get them in this week. But I think we need to know what they've done in the game. And Reece Walsh was phenomenal. 1 goal, 3 try assists, and 1 line break with 2 tackles in the game. I don't know how that happens, but I obviously is fullback, but I thought maybe to have a tiny bit more. But 6 tackle busts with 1 offload, 495 kick meters as well is absolutely huge. So yeah, this guy's taking over. Bit of talk being like he needs to be in the halves, but this could be a great sign to now get him into your team. 106 Supercoach points is huge. And with their draw, which we will get into, is this a play that you would want to do if you are in a high position or a really good rank? Let's look at it right here. So the Broncos now have North Queensland away. That should be a points fest. Who knows these days? I say something should happen and it doesn't happen. Newcastle at home, Dolphins away, New Zealand at home, Canberra away, Melbourne at home, Bulldogs away. Can you imagine if they got into the top 8 and the same sort of thing happens again? That would be incredible. But I do think the run is pretty nice. I do think there are points to be had. If you are considering going Reece Walsh, I think I mean, if you're someone that's highish rank like me, not bad rank, but like can't win it, maybe this is a gamble you take. Maybe something happens from this. If you're in, I mean, I think this point with Reece Walsh, you're going to find a lot of top 1% players. Either people are going to win the season from this or they're going to lose the season from this. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see what happens here with the sort of decision on Reece Walsh. Kotoni Staggs 93, but again, you can't really read into him too much. Maybe he is a bit of a pod play. Again, this is where we may be looking at pod plays and how you gain back some ranks. Brian To'o, 115 Supercoach points. So he's been doing absolutely amazing lately. 47 break even as well, currently at 663,000. Also back to Reece Walsh, he's super cheap, 555,000. He's lost over the the season, $280,000 on his price tag. So that's absolutely insane. Did not think I'd be saying that. Again, Supercoach wise, I really like that I held Wilson 69 in this game. Someone who I thought would have a much lower score, and against Penrith, this is a really good sign. He's someone you could easily start. Again, you could, if you wanted a safe 65 to 75, I think Carrigan could be a play. You've got 2RF and FRF duality as well. He's going to be really cheap next week. Payne Haas is the obvious one, 684,000 with the 58 break even. At the moment, I have Colin Matangi, Tarpanay, and Terrell May, so I just can't waste another trade in that position, which is unfortunate. And honestly, I'm not doing anything else or looking at anything else for the Broncos, in my opinion, right there. You know what? I was thinking about one thing. Karapani 82, he could be a little sneaky pod play. I know that might be crazy to say, but if you really want to go for something left of center, he only got one try. He got 2 line breaks, 8 tackles for 173 meters and 5 tackle busts. I mean, that's against the Panthers. If they could just string some good footy together, he could be going on a serious, nice run here. So that's someone you could possibly look at as a little pod if you did want to look at that. Again, Karapani is currently at $516,000. So take that as you will, but he could easily get some easy tries from the Broncos in this run home. And they got to play footy where they have to score points. It's as simple as that. And against the North Queensland Cowboys, there could be some serious points in this one. Jenkins, for me, yeah, it just is what it is. You'll take a 63. He's a must-have centre wing. I don't need to worry about him anymore. He's in the team, and against the Eels, I knew I was going to bring him in this week anyway. Look, it's unfortunate he didn't score the most points, but I don't have to worry about him. The biggest talking point here for me is just Nathan Cleary. Was the obvious captain choice for a lot of people, and a 38 did not see that coming. He now has 193 break even. You don't care about that because he's sitting in your team. If you don't own Cleary, it's a big decision where you just cop this 193 break even. I think if you don't own Cleary, you are 100% getting him in this week against the Eels. You know he's going to be sitting in your team for the rest of the season. He's a must-have. Get him in. Don't worry about the break-even and the money. I think he could go literally 100 plus this week, and then you're looking at about a 93-point difference in loss of money. So don't worry about that. Get him in. You've dodged a bullet last week. Now's the time to get him in. You know, these other centers and wingers, Alamotti getting a 50 here, Edwards a 71, which is okay. Then you've got McLean on a 20. That's just really tough. A lot of people were talking about McLean being a pod last week. Yeah, that really, really hurts. It is what it is, though. It was a really tight contest. It was wet, and you move on to the next one. Going to the Sharks and the Knights. Sharks in some good form here, 20-18 against the Knights. Dylan Lucas topping again with Greg Marju. That hurts to see. 87 apiece. Callum Ponga, 78. They've been great, especially against a team that's known to defend well against fullbacks and halves. Callum Ponga just showing why he's most probably the premium fullback to get at the moment. A lot of people going Teddy this week. It is what it is. People have got to make those choices and personal preferences. But Ponga to me is just the guy with how Knights are playing. Even though they're not playing great, they still score points. And Marju finally gets up and returns for owners who held for a long time. Bradman Best, 54 against Sharks. Not too bad. I expect Knights to do a bit better in the points scoring category against other teams coming through. If we look at their draw, the Knights have now the Sydney Roosters at home, Broncos away, Canberra away, Gold Coast at home, Manly at home, New Zealand away, and then the last round bye. So you could easily plug and play and get ready for a bit of a Knights draw, especially around that sort of Canberra period or Broncos period. Maybe you just sit tight for the Sydney Roosters game. They're quite a good defensive team with Toya and Billy Smith there. And also Hugo Savala is quite a good defender in my opinion. Let's talk a bit more about the Knights. Is there anyone we can target here? I don't think so in my opinion. Besides your staple Lucas. Marju, if you've got rid of him, you got rid of him now. If you've held him, you held him now. You're not looking at Dylan Brown. Fletcher Sharp is 72 is nice to see, but I'm not doing anything in the 5/8 position again this season, and honestly nothing else here to talk about for the night. So let's move on to the Sharks. Nico Hines, another captaincy, vice-captaincy play, 61 here. Yeah, this is just a running theme throughout the round unless you captained Olakau'atu. Just a 61. It is what it is. You move on to the next, and you expected maybe a bit more. But yeah, again, Hines is a season keeper. We move on and we just take the 60. Ronaldo, Mulatalo, and Sione Katoa, they sort of go even at a 72 and a 65. Katoa getting the 72. These are a play you could easily take. I think Katoa's a really nice play. The way Sharks are playing footy, he could be a great pod. They come into Manly away this week, into Souths at home, St. George away, Canberra at home, Gold Coast away, Parramatta away, Melbourne at home. Now, you know, if you were listening to my videos that I think Sharks have the best, if not one of the best draws for the run home, you could really target. Iro will be a hold through this whole period. I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I've held Iro from start to finish of the season. So unless he gets injured, of course, but we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, knock on wood, that doesn't happen, and go from there. Again, against on the Sharks play, Brayley, 57. Again, with Pascoe going big, Paddy doing big things. Brayley isn't a must-have, nor is Harry Grant. I don't think you need to waste a trade there yet. Wait and see what happens. But if you've got a Pascoe, if you've got a Paddy, sit tight, live with them. Even if you've got a Jake Simpkin, it's really good to see. And you're saving a lot of money here. Again, for me, the Sharks, there's no one else to really target here. I'm not looking at anyone else. And we continue on to the next match. Roosters versus Storm, 14-6 to the Roosters. This was a really poor performance from the Roosters, in my opinion, against a depleted Storm with injuries. Will Warbrick, ACL. Alec McDonald went off for a bit. I don't even know if he came back. I think there was other injuries as well. Was it Howarth or someone else? So just a lot of things happening where I thought, okay, the game was going to open up. Roosters were going to take over. And it really didn't happen. They really played some poor footy, and it's quite concerning because if you are a Roosters fan, you just expected a bit more dominance. Mark Nawaqanitawase, I expected him to go at least 80 to 90 plus this game. Didn't happen. Just, got the try assist at the start, and I said, look, great start, happy with that. And it sort of just went a bit dull. Yes, it was wet. Yes, they were defending the high ball and just thinking about Mark Nawaqanitawase a lot in that high ball defense, but still, I just expected more line breaks, more things to happen, and Storm just turned up a bit in defense. It was quite annoying. Of course, that happens when I captain Marky Mark. Robson, 58, I'm going to live with that. He was my reserve with Pascoe on the start for me. Saul Wong, he's been doing good things, 76 here. Nat Butcher's also someone that a lot of people have been talking about, 2 RF position, 30 break even. I'm not going to go there, but hey, if you want to go there, go for it. $508,400. Let's have a quick look at Nat Butcher's minutes just quickly. Is he playing a full 80? So he's playing 80 minutes, 51 tackles, 42 tackles, 44 tackles in his last 3. Pretty good on no errors as well. Just a really safe player and just a tackle bot, it seems. So look at that as you will. Sam Walker, 51, another person who I spoke about who I thought was going to do way bigger, and just didn't. So yeah, that's really annoying to see. And again, I think he'll be good in the next few games, but I just expected a bit more out of the Roosters and him this game. And nothing else here to talk about, to be honest with you. Daniel Tupou could be a nice little pod play. So could Billy Smith. He's been putting up great numbers. He's $704,000, Billy Smith. If we look at the Roosters draw, they now have Newcastle away, North Queensland away, Bulldogs at home, Penrith away, West Tigers, Dolphins at home, Souths away. So it's an up and down bit of a draw, but still very, very good. And he could easily be a pod you look at. So could Tupou. Tupou being at 532,000, coming off an injury, coming back into his 300th game. He got a hat trick. Now he's got some more attacking stats. Take it as you will, but yeah, they like to go left. They like to go right. So look at it. Toya obviously not in the team last week. I think hurt the right side a bit as well. But it is what it is. Maybe Toya not playing, I should have looked into that a bit more and said, okay, maybe Marky Mark gets even more notice on him, because Toya obviously is a great center, one of the best in the league. Maybe the drop of Marky Mark I should have just, the drop of Toya, not the drop, sorry, him just randomly being out makes Mark an easier target because they can focus on him more. But again, he's in my team. He'll be good. He'll be there for the run home. Rabbitohs versus the Raiders, 34-24. And big news here, Hudson Young, ACL, done for the season. So what does that mean for the team Supercoach-wise? Well, Noah Martin goes up the ranks, in my opinion. He gets a 79 in this game. Raiders playing some really good footy. He's 496,000 with an 8 break even. That is super, super tempting when you're looking at other people like a Lucas that's getting an 87 or 100 here and there. Noah Martin can put up some really, really nice numbers here. Owen Paddy, top scoring with 82. If you brought him in, congratulations. He's been absolutely huge. I can't go there. A lot of people that don't own him won't go there now, but it is what it is. Raiders starting to play some really good footy. If we look at their draw, they now have West Tigers next week. That could be really good. You don't know what's going to happen. Don't expect them to win. You don't know what could happen, but we think they should. Panthers away is going to be tough. Newcastle at home. Sharks away. A lot of people will jump on the Canberra Raiders now, like Simi Sasagi, Noah Martin. Their draw after West Tigers actually isn't that amazing. So they have Penrith away, Newcastle at home, Sharks away, Broncos at home, who could be playing for a top 8 spot in round 25. They then have a bye into round 27 where they could just be rested if they don't make the top 8. And Ricky just says, look, have a bit of a break. I don't think he will do that, but that could easily happen. So just be aware that, I know you're looking at them being like, oh my gosh, they have the West Tigers this week. Just look at the draw past that as well. Hudson Young still getting a 63 in this game after getting an ACL in what was it, the 55th minute from what I know. I didn't get to watch this game. Good effort with a try. He's just a workhorse. It sucks if you brought him in. It sucks if you captained him. I think a lot of people went Couchman to Hudson Young. That's really going to hurt. Sasagi 61. It's not the same Sasagi as old, in my opinion. I'm not going to go there. If you want to go there, do it. I've already got Hosking. Martin could be a play, but I think I'm just going to hold off. Really liking the thought of Cameron Murray at the moment. 87. South don't have a bye for the rest of the season. Need to be a bit different with my trades. So I'm just going to look at someone like that. Of course, South now have Melbourne at home, into Sharks away, into Para at home, Bulldogs away, New Zealand at home, Gold Coast away, Sydney Roosters at home, which is going to be a big match if they are still playing for top 8 or top 4 positions, depending how the season goes. So yeah, that's something I want to look at. Tallis Duncan, 65. He does what he does. It is what it is. That's his set and forget score. Colin Montangi, 70. Again, he's been a great trade in. Very happy. Hence why I don't need to go Haas unless an injury happens. Cody Walker, 80. Here's another repayment for you guys. Still holding on to Cody. I need to put my hand up and apologize because I said there's no way I'm going Cody Walker at the start of the season. I said it to Timmy Williams from SC Playbook. He's too injury prone. Yes, he has some dumb moments here and there, but health-wise, he's been absolutely amazing this season. And it's really something that maybe there was so much value there that I should have gone Cody Walker. Maybe that's one of the things I regret. So I think a lot of things I've been thinking about this season is there was a lot of value in positions I didn't go to. And obviously we had the scoring changes that came prior to Supercoach starting that sent a wave through us. And I think I overthought that process. So yeah, Cody Walker, 80 points, really nice to see. David Fafita, 57. That hurts in a game where they scored 24 points, in my opinion. I don't know if he's going to be on report or got put on report for the kick he did to Hudson Young. Stay tuned on that. I'm not sure if anything happened for that, even if a report happened. So yeah, that I don't know 100%, but I saw a highlight of it and I thought, oof, if that gets reviewed, that could be dangerous. Timiko, 41. If you do have him, Horsburgh, 50. Again, I'm not doing anything else with the Raiders, and Starling seems to just not be the hooker anymore. So yeah, Paddy doing wonderful work. All right, let's go to the next game. Let's talk. Oh, we should actually talk about one other thing. Alex Johnston could be a bit of a pod play. 119 break even, 676,000. Aitken was also great in this game, but I wouldn't go there. For me, it's Murray. But yeah, just had to flag those two players for you, just so if you did want to look at some pod plays, possibly. Warriors versus Dragons. I thought this was going to be a bit of a whitewash. It wasn't. Dragons, I feel, got again a bit unlucky in this game, but again, It's just how their season's gone. Hamish Stewart, you know what it's coming to? It's coming to the point where you need to be such a good team where the bunker or the reffing can't affect your win and loss. So even if a bad call comes against you, you're just that good of a team that you're in the lead and it doesn't really hurt you. The big miss out for me, and I was thinking about this before, is when I started with Toby Couchman this season. This guy's been amazing. I got to put my props up to him. You know, we talk about injury prone, all this and that. He could be a great get in now. He is 48 break even, 683,000. Honestly, he's someone that I could easily look out for the run home. Ryan Couchman, 81, played big minutes. We thought he was going to be, reduced minutes. That didn't happen this game. I sat Valentine Holmes this game, obviously against the Warriors, 28 only there, but he'll come in against the Tigers for me this week. Nothing else to talk about here. Supercoach wise, I think it's the Trinity, Stewart, Couchman. These guys are just doing absolute work. And I think now that I look at it, if we look at the draw for St. George, they have Gold Coast at home this week. They then have Dolphins at home, Sharks at home. That's 3 home games in a row, then into the West Tigers. I really like the draw. I think I'm going to be getting Toby Couchman in. I really, really do. Happy with it. He's a guy that's just playing absolutely great footy. And it is what it is. Warriors. Let's talk about the Warriors. Who am I going to start with here? Tamari Martin, 48. Expected a solid 80, 90 from him. Really weird Supercoach this season and just NRL in general. These games where you think, like even when I had Scotty Drinkwater as a captain against the Parramatta Eels at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, we lost the game and he did nothing. You just can't pick it this season. It's been so weird. But Tamari Martin, who's been in great form, yes, the Warriors get the win. That's great to see. But a 48 Supercoach wise really, really hurts. A lot of people captain him. I just didn't expect this. And this is what Supercoach can do to you. Sometimes you just want to go for the second row forwards or the front row forwards that can get you an easy 70 to 90 points. And now I'm seeing more value in that. So that's something I'm going to take into next season as well. Let's talk about some of the other Warriors players. So DWZ, 84, top scored here. I'm not going to look at him too much, but if we look at the Warriors draw, New Zealand Warriors, they now have Bulldogs away, Gold Coast away, Penrith at home, Broncos away, South away, Newcastle at home, Manly. I think that is an okay draw, but once you get into the I mean, it's a pretty good draw. It's a pretty good draw. I don't think it's too bad. They should have been in my draw analysis. Someone pointed out to me. I don't think it's the best of the best, but I definitely don't say it's the worst of the worst. So if you want to look at a pod, New Zealand Warriors could be the play here for you. Depends what Bulldogs team turn up this week. Is it the old defensive Bulldogs team? Who knows? Who knows? Anything else? Not really. What did James Fisher-Harris get? 49 for Fisher-Harris, 53 for Aaron Clark, and 55 for Barnett. That's really weird in a game that should be quite grindy. So yeah, take that as you will. I don't think I'd be looking at them at all for the run home. Bulldogs beat the Tigers 32-0. The Tigers have completely fallen apart. Terrell May, 71, top scored. The next top score for the West Tigers was 56 by, is that Samuela Fainu? Yeah, so Samuela Fainu on 56. Yeah, look, they're just gone. They're shot, they're gone. Their season's done, and people are leaving the team. Too much media around them, in my opinion. Dewey, 36. It just sucks. So, I'm pretty just like certain that even Terrell May, the fact that he can still get a 70 in these type of games is just amazing. He's just tackling away. Alex Twal got sin binned. I'm not sure if he's getting missing out on any time, but maybe someone can confirm that for me in the chat or in the comments. Sorry. 44. I don't know if he's going to judiciary tonight. I'm not sure, but look into that. Matty Burden, 110 points in the center position. He's looking absolutely amazing. Could easily be a play if you wanted to go for a pod. Matty Burden in the center position. Let's have a look here. So they have New Zealand at home this week. Melbourne away. They have Sydney Roosters away. That'll be a tough game. South at home. St. George away. Penrith away. Broncos at home. So pretty tough draw. I wouldn't look at going there. Rinakama was great this game, 81. For those of you that have him as like a center 6 or 7. Preston 66, that's okay. Maybe expected a bit more in a 32-0 win. Kiraz 64, okay. Maybe expected a bit more in this type of win. He didn't get a try or anything from what I know, so that hurts as well. I thought he would go over. So yeah, the Bulldogs team is very hard to read. I'm just going to sit with it for now and maybe monitor. Is Kiraz someone you look at getting in if you don't have him? 96 break even, 554,000. I don't think so. Curran's been great, but now kick out and Preston are back. Just monitor the minutes and see what happens there. But again, they get the win, 32-0. See what happens. Titans versus Seagulls. I was obviously Sunday for me, if you don't know, is my church day. So the first Sunday game I don't get to watch, but the big talk of the town, Tino Fa'amausawala'i, $636,000, gets 100 here. That is really, really nice to see. 55 break even. Can you go there? Possibly. Let's look at his numbers quickly because that makes a lot of sense to look at. And we'll see what he's offering here. So 62 minutes. He got 1 try assist and 1 line break. So that's why you're seeing that spike in the score. 5 tackle, bust, and 2 offloads. So one thing I'm going to do next season, and I don't do enough of this, is after the first and second round, I'm really going to analyze and use this site to look at stats, to look at the top offloads, to look at the highest tackle bust person, to look at the highest base player. And I think that's something I haven't been doing a lot of this season. I just kind of look at their scores, look at the tries they've get, and look at the team and go, okay, I'll get him. But I think I need to deep dive a bit more, and that's what I'm going to do next season for sure. And I know that is going to help me out. Pasco 96, absolutely huge. This guy has been a dream. I'm so happy I held him. The big thing for me was I was going to get in Ola Kawatu this week and trading out Garrick. That is literally a 213 point swing, which really, really hurts against me. It is what it is. Welcome to Supercoach. I should have got Ola Kawatu earlier. It's something that it's just like, I'm just a bit silly with not getting him. He was an obvious pick. I've watched multiple podcasts talk about him, increased runs, Seagulls. You hope he goes low here and there when you don't own him. He's just a freak. And after him not playing Origin 3, he should have been an automatic in for me, and I completely regret it. I do. I think it was a dumb play, but I got to learn from it now. Again, it is what it is, and he's such a freak of a player. Well done. We'll just have to hope for non-owners that he has some low-scoring rounds, but if not, I have to wear it. Saab 84, don't read into that too much. Joey Walsh, he's been great, 82 here, but the Seagulls are playing worse footy, and obviously the big news, Tommy Turbo, another hamstring. Here we go. I will never own him again in my life. Putting my hand up and saying, if you ever see Tommy Turbo back in my team again, I don't care next season if he's versing West Tigers, St. George, or maybe St. George will be better, but West Tigers, whoever, it's just not happening. I can't trust it. He's just a trade waiting to happen. Yeah, it is what it is. So yeah, my wife just messaged me. Sorry for the pause there. But let me just message her back. But yeah, so really, really happy. I think also, if you didn't know, I reversed my Kinney trade based off me living in the Gold Coast, and based off me living in the Gold Coast, it was raining a lot, but also based off Reece Walsh doing really well. I said to myself, if I get Kinney, I don't think I'll be able to get Walsh. So I reversed the trade. He only got a 62 and a 38 point victory. That is wild to me. I don't even know how he hasn't gone higher. Like, it's so weird. So yeah, really, really weird that he didn't get some big points in this one. So happy with that. Maybe that gives you an insight as to one of my trades this week. But again, Fermor 74, Campbell 78. When they click, they're great. It's just at home, they can put some points on. Yes, they're playing better footy. So if you wanted a bit of a pod play, someone from the Titans you could look at. I think it's either, like, if you don't own Campbell, you could go there. If you don't own Fermor, you could go there. I just like the thought of Toby Couchman a lot more, or Tino Fa'amausawala'i. But again, it's what type of team turns up. They're versing the Seagulls, who are leaking a lot of points, and they've got some injuries now. Luke Brooks, Tommy Turbo, the team's sort of falling apart a bit. So yeah, it really does hurt. for Manly fans. Let's go to the next one. Dolphins versus the Cowboys. I thought we were going to lose this one. I didn't think the Dolphins would lose, to be honest with you, after the way they lost last week. Finafuiaki, 80. Hirupe's owners there, finally. Jermaine Osako, 111 points. Without Bostock there, it hurts. I wish Bostock was playing this one because I knew he would have done good and he would have got like a 70, 80 plus this game, no doubt in my mind. So yeah, Osako could be a great play for the run home, I think, in my opinion. They now have the draw, so he's at 704,000. He's going to be a target for me, I think. The Dolphins then have St. George, Broncos, Manly, Parramatta, Sydney Roosters, and Gold Coast. I really like the draw. I want to target them. I'm going to target them and see what happens from there. Cobbo only a 59, but I think he was on the right wing this game. That should change after the bye, so he'll go back to the left wing from what I know. Hammer, 110, absolutely huge this game. Boom, boom, boom. I don't think many people own him. Let's see, 4% own him. That's actually more than what I thought, so congratulations there. And we'll wait and see. You know what? Hammer could be a great play for the run home. Really could. Something that hasn't come across my mind. I know we're thinking about like Ponga and Teddy, but the way the Dolphins are playing, they can just put on points. And St. George, Broncos at home, Manly away, Parramatta at home, Sydney away, Gold Coast away. I mean, Sydney could have a resting period in round 26. So, hey, there's a bit of a play for you if you want to be really tricky and look at a fullback who not a lot of people own. Anyone else here from the Dolphins we need to speak about? No. From the Cowboys, Drinkwater under par, 47. Purdue, 30. That sucks. He was in my team this week. I thought he might snag some points. Lukey, 60 flat, seems to for what he gets. Again, I think out of all the tourists I have, Lukey will be the one I move, to be honest with you. Reed Marnie, 27 points in this one, really low. Tommy Didden, really good on his game back, 72 points with a try. Really nice to see. Super effort from him there. Okay, that is it. That's your wrap up, ladies and gentlemen. Geez, I feel like that went super quick. Anything else we need to talk about? Maybe some trades that I'm looking at this week, just quickly for you guys. So for me, obviously, I need to get some points in. I've got Walsh and Drinky at the moment. I think I'm going to reverse my Drinky trade and look at going, even though I know it's at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, I think I'm going to go Walsh and maybe Toby Couchman and get Toby Couchman in. Something like that. Call me crazy, or maybe a Cameron Murray. I don't know yet. I'm happy with Walsh. I'm going to take the risk, see what happens. I want Drinking in for the future, but I've still got space. I've still got Suafaa logo in the team. He has quite a high break even, but against South Sydney Roosters, I don't know how I'm going to play this. I really don't. But maybe Reece Walsh, Drinky, and Hammer could be a bit of a play next week. Again, I can move Drinky to the reserve of fullback and get any flex I want. So that's something I'm also considering. Is it time to move Suafaa logo? But we'll look into that a bit further this week with obviously the team lists that come out. We don't know what's going to happen there. And on top of that, we have the what was I going to say? On top of that, we have the team list and then my Thursday strategy video where I talk about like my trades that I'm going to do, my strategy and what I'm thinking, and maybe some players and captains you can look out for. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, guys. Wolfie here from the Rage Traders. Again, 5-star review for Apple and Spotify podcast. If you're listening on YouTube, a comment is always appreciated. Thank you, guys. Take care. God bless.